Hi guys, so for today's look, I know it's been a while, but for today's look I am going to show you how I did this kind of really soft, subtle, basic look, which is quite quick as well, really good for school or for work. I love this look. This is my go-to look that I have been wearing quite a lot regularly, quite a lot recently actually, and I really like it. I can do it really quick and it looks really nice and it's really subtle and there's no falsies involved as well, so that's a plus as well, kind of reaching a better target audience. But yeah, this is it. It's kind of just kind of more natural on the softer side. It's also really good for helping you look more awake if you look quite tired, which I am normally very tired, especially in the morning. So I really hope that you enjoy this video, and I'll let you crack on and watch it. So as you can see, I have already done my brows. I have been having a hard time of it recently with these bad boys. Just the past couple of weeks I have really struggled. So it just goes to show that no matter how much you practice and how skilled you are, you can still have a hard time. But I've already done my brows and I've carved them out, and I'm now just going to prime my lids using one of the foundations that I'm going to be using today, and it's just going to be the Deeply Ivory Beautifully Matte Light Foundation from number 7, and I'll set that with my RCMA no colour powder as well. So yeah, like I've been saying, I've had like a really hard time with my brows. They're just not being even in shape or in like darkness as well. So I've been, even though I've been doing the exact same thing, using the exact same product and amount of product, I have just been feeling like one's been like superb and it's been either as bold as I want or as natural as I want, and then the other one is just like the opposite. So I've been doing a lot of like, or rather wanting to do kind of a lot of like more natural brows recently, especially because of like work and whatnot. And like one has been like the perfect shape, it's been beautiful, it's been like a masterpiece, a work of art, and then it's just the other one just like a glob, a dark mess, and it's like no matter what I do to try and even it out, it's just not doing it for me. It's just not doing it for me whatsoever. It's just not. But anyway, now that that's set with some translucent powder, I am going to go into my Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. I always get that wrong. I say Basics Ultimate, but it's Ultimate Basics. And I'm going to take the colour Faith, which is kind of this just kind of warm medium brown here. And I'm going to take that on a Morphe M441 brush, and I'm going to take an alright amount of product, and I'm going to start on the outer corner of my eye and kind of work my way in. I want most of the product though to be on this outer corner here. That's kind of where I want the focus to be. And then I'm going to bring this in. I'm not going to take this really high as well. This is just a quick natural look, so you don't want to take it too high. I'm now going to be taking a Morphe R41 brush, and I'm going to take Lockout, which is the darker matte brown shade, just beside that first one. And this is a really nice kind of like bullet brush. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's quite small, it's like a bullet crease type of brush, so it's really good actually for kind of being quite precise. And I like to kind of put it at a slight angle, like I'm creating a V almost, and kind of drag down. And then once I've kind of built it up, I will then kind of wiggle very slightly in this kind of area here, just to kind of deepen out the outer corner, because I don't want it to go so much into my crease. But I like it to have that kind of C shape. I wouldn't say it's quite a V, but it isn't also just a big smoked out blob. It does have some kind of point to it. That's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of the word point. Almost. And you don't need a lot of this. because this is just a really quick daytime look. It's just to help, just to add a bit of something extra. And now again, I'm sticking to the same palette in this. It's pretty good actually. I like being able to just stick to one palette for a look. I'm going to take Blow, which is this kind of demi matte shade in the top corner here, and I'm going to take this on a quite fluffy packing, like it's quite fluffy actually, and I'm going to start in the kind of inner corner here and then pack this on the lid. And this, when it's on, just kind of helps to open and brighten up the eye. You don't have to add this step in, but I feel it kind of makes the look a lot kind of brighter, and especially if you've not had a lot of sleep last night and you need to look more awake, this definitely does help. And then once that's on, you're taking the brush that you used with the dark brown just to sweep over that kind of edge where it's kind of blurred out a bit. With adding no extra product onto the brush, we're just wanting to blend that out a bit. And then with the big brush that we used first, we're going to go over the top bit here where the crease is, again just to help blend that out. It's nothing too spectacular with this look actually, that's why I like it. I am then, for trying to deepen up the base of your lashes, I'm going to take just a soft kohl eyeliner pencil from Rimmel, I think. Yeah, from Rimmel. And it's just a brown colour, so it's kind of dark enough to help deepen it up, but also it's not too harsh for during the day. And I'm just going to put a thin line of this at the very, very base of my lashes here. I'm also not going to take this all the way along. I am stopping kind of where the main points of my, like most of my eyelashes stop as well. So that's pretty much the eyes kind of done for the most part. Obviously you have to put mascara and do the lower lash line and whatnot, but I like to do all of that once I have done the face. So I will zoom you out so it's a better picture, and then I'll move on to the face. So I'm going to be priming my face today with the Post Shave Balm from Nivea Men. To be honest, I don't know if this kind of works as a primer, because I use my Max Fix Plus, and that does wonders at keeping your makeup on all day. So I think whether you use a good primer or not with that product, I don't think you'd be able to tell. So, but I'm just kind of rubbing this in everywhere. You have to be careful though with the Post Shave Balm not to use too much. It is very, very easy to accidentally let too much go onto your hand and then you're like wet, and then you have to like waft your face like I had to do just now. For my foundations, I am going to, funnily enough, be mixing 3 different foundations. I'm at a weird stage, my tan is fading, so I'm pretty much back to the way I was, like in the pale sense. However, I do still need to have a bit of colour, darker colour in my foundation. And then the foundation that I was using before is too like cool toned or whatever, so I have to mix like 3 foundations to get my colour, which is, it's a bit annoying, but anyway. So I'm going to use the Beautifully Matte Light foundation from number 7 in the shade Deeply Ivory. From number 7 is the Beautifully Matte, the original one, so you've got Beautifully Matte and Beautifully Matte Light. Same foundation, just difference in coverage. And the Beautifully Matte is going to be in Calico. I realise I'm talking really fast, so you might not pick up the information, but whatever products I use, it will be in the description box down below. And then the third foundation that I am going to be using is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid with SPF 15 in the shade NW13. So I'm going to put 1 pump of the Deeply Ivory onto the back of my hand, and then I'm going to put 2 pumps of Calico, and then I'm going to put 2 pumps of the MAC foundation. So on the back of my hand, I'm just getting this kind of full max coverage concealer brush from number 7, from Bare Minerals, and I don't really use this often. However, I found that it's been really good to mix the foundation on the back of my hand, and because I've got loads of product, I just kind of smear it on my face so it doesn't go to waste. Like that. And then I get my beauty sponge. This is one from Real Techniques, and I'm just gonna kind of start to blend that out a bit. My cheeks are like burning up, I don't know why. I find it really weird. Like recently, my cheeks, like I have been freezing, or like my body's like just been okay temperature wise, but like my cheeks are on fire, and I don't know why. Like they just look a little bit red, but they're actually burning up. Like you can put ice on them and it would be fine, it would probably cool them down, but it wouldn't feel like too cold, if you know what I mean. It's been really weird, and it's really awkward when I'm in the car as well, because I'm like trying to find the perfect temperature so I don't overheat but I'm not like really cold as well, and it's really awkward because like my cheeks are burning but I need the heating on, and it's really annoying. So I'm going to move on to concealer now that my foundation has finished, and I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW15. But I'm only going to use a little bit of this. I don't like using too much. Again, just on the tip of my beauty sponge, and then I'm just going to pack this in a sort of kind of triangular kind of way. So I'm going to kind of bring it down and then kind of bring it up like that. This also spreads really well. It kind of a little bit goes a really long way. I don't know if you can see the difference. I think you can when I'm looking at the viewfinder on my camera, but you can definitely see that this eye is kind of lighter and brighter, and this eye is kind of just mixed in with the rest of the face. I've got a bit of an issue actually. Obviously now that we're getting into winter and it's getting dark quite early, especially with how busy I've been the past couple of weeks, and like I haven't had a chance to film in like 2 weeks. Maybe even longer actually. So this is like really good for me to get back down on it, but I also feel like I'm on a time crunch because it is already 3:15, and after I film I have to, normally depending on how much my camera wants to act up that particular day, I normally have to wait a little bit before I can take like the photos, if you will, so I can share it on social media and then create like a thumbnail. And it's already 3:15, and I'm just thinking I have so little time to what I feel is do quite a lot, and I have no lighting. Like I rely on natural light to film and create the videos and get the good photos, because I just haven't bought any yet. I've had no money to, so I'm like really struggling. But anyway, moving on. I've obviously put concealer all over the rest of my face. Now at this point I would do my brows if I haven't already done them, because that way it gives the concealer a chance to dry, and also if you make a mistake you can easily wipe it away with foundation or concealer without having to worry about already having powder on your face. However, we will move on to powdering since I've already done my brows, and I'm actually using a brush to set my under eyes because I feel like it uses less powder that way. So I feel like it's pretty good at kind of setting it in place so it doesn't crease, but you're not caking your under eye with powder. And obviously on the forehead as well. If I'm just kind of, I always used to like a matte face, however recently I have been liking the more kind of dewier looks, and I never in a million years thought I would say this, especially since you powder some of your face but not all, so I always thought the transition between what was powdered and what was still kind of wet looking always kind of weirded me out a bit. However, I have been really enjoying kind of just powdering where I've put concealer. So especially kind of for work or just during the day, I will just powder kind of my forehead, under my eyes, and like down my nose and whatnot, and then I will just leave the rest of my face. And I will normally leave the rest of my face to dry before I move on to things that you have to move the brush around rather than tapping it on, so I don't move the foundation and kind of create that cakey, gappy looky feeling. So while I wait for that to kind of dry and set, I will move on to my under eyes, and I am going to take a Morphe M139 brush, and I'm going to go into Faith, that kind of lighter brown colour that we used before, and I'm just going to run this along the lower lash line. Not so down, this is literally just to make you look kind of less of a kind of ghost kind of thing. And then I'm going to take the Morphe R41 and a bit of that dark brown shade and just put this on like the outer bits, but quite close to the lower lashes. You don't want this to be too far down. And I'm going to take that brown eyeliner pencil and just kind of put this on like the tight line on my lower lashes. I don't put this on a lot just to kind of make it less white. However, sometimes I can miss that step out and I will actually put a brightening eyeshadow on there to make it look brighter, just to make it pop. So for contour, I'm obviously going to be using my trusty NYX HD blush in taupe. It's starting to kind of hit pan and kind of wear away a bit, so I'm kind of sad about that. And I'm just going to kind of pat this on slightly and then kind of blend it out. I'm not going to take this like really kind of close onto my cheek though. I kind of have this like dip here kind of underneath my cheekbone, and so I'm kind of just keeping it in that area, because if I put it too far out it kind of makes my contour on my face look like a really weird shape. And obviously you want to bring this up into like your temples and your forehead just to kind of again help with the face shape. And I'm also going to use this colour to contour my nose. I try so hard every day to kind of get away from contouring my nose, just because it's not needed every day, especially when you're just at work, but I have started and I now can't stop. I have to contour my nose every single day that I do my makeup. And now just to add a bit of colour and warmth into the face, I'm going to be taking my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer on a Bare Minerals brush. It's the Flawless Face brush, and because I've contoured I'm not going to use a lot of this. I'm literally just kind of going to dab it over like the contour and my cheek area and up in the forehead and the temples again, and a little bit along the jawline, not much though. Now sometimes I won't use blush, sometimes I will, just kind of what I'm feeling. I did go through a phase of a couple of weeks of literally never wearing blush. Because of the bronzer, I felt like that gave me enough colour in my cheeks anyway, which I quite like bronzer for. I actually used to hate bronzer, but I love it now. But I will be using bronzer, not bronzer, I will be using blush today because I have been using it recently. And it's the Rimmel Lasting Finished Soft Colour Blush in the shade Live Pink. And I'm not going to use a lot, but then again I never do. I never tend to use a lot of blush, and if I do I'm like freaking out because I don't like a lot of blush. And for highlight today, I'm gonna cry. For highlight today I'm going to be using my Nikkie Tutorials Everglow highlighter. But I'm really sad. A few weeks ago I was doing my makeup and I dropped it. And it smashed and the lid broke, so now it is held on by a bit of sellotape and it's super flimsy and it's broken. The dark one basically cracked and fell out, so at least it was the dark one, the one that doesn't get used, but it's still really depressing. I am going to take, if I can hold it up to the camera and show you, a little bit of the gold one, but mostly the kind of light whitey one. And I'm not going to use a lot, because as much as I like a blinding highlight, I also like when it's just during the day for work, just adding a really kind of small amount of highlight just to bring a really natural glow to the face. That's kind of what I've been really liking. Obviously if it's a weekend and I'm out partying, I'm obviously going to glow to the gods, especially with this highlighter. But like I say, I will still do highlighter in every place that I would normally do highlighter. I am just severely toning it down. And now before I move on to kind of mascara at this point, I will normally set my face. So if I do mascara and then I set my face with spray, the mascara is just going to run. I'm going to use my MAC Fix Plus setting spray. And it's at this point kind of where it's kind of drying on my face, mostly dry, I will take the time to curl my lashes. And I'm going to use my L'Oreal False Lash Telescopic Mascara. Do you know what, it's actually quite refreshing to do a look on my channel where I don't have falsies on. And for lips today, I'm going to be mixing two. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do, it just again depends. So depending on kind of what I'm wearing or kind of what mood I'm in, I will kind of change my lipsticks a little bit with this look. Mostly I will go for a nude, however sometimes I'll go for like a light kind of mauvey taupey colour, kind of like Soft Lilac by ABH, or like a light pink like Melancholia by Kat Von D. But today I'm going for the most common option, which is a nude, and it's the Ofra and Nikki Nude Potion lipstick and the Anastasia Beverly Hills Naked Liquid Lipstick. So I'm going to kind of mix these two together in the best way possible, because sometimes I feel like one is too pink and then the other times I feel like one is too kind of orangey brown. So I like to kind of combine the two if possible. So I'm starting with the Ofra one first. And then kind of while that is still kind of wet, I will add in Naked on top. And then I will just put it on the bottom lip and then I'll kind of rub my lips together. And that is this look completed. It is really, really nice and simple and kind of really good for kind of work or school, and also just kind of being a bit quick. Normally it would take me about 40 minutes, maybe 50 minutes to do my makeup in the morning, and I can get this out in half that time, about 20. So yeah, it's pretty good, pretty quick. And it is quite nice as well. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and I will see you next time. Bye!